Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 6th. So I just wrapped up my other vlog a little bit late, so I'm starting this one a little bit late. And I'm currently, so I talked about the physical book. I talked about the ebook that I was reading. I am about a quarter or a third of the way through The Mortal Word by Genevieve Cogman. I'll put an image here. This is the 5th book in the Invisible Library series. So that's my current ebook read. I'm also listening to A Sky Beyond the Storm Came In by Sabaa Tahir, and this is the last book in the Ember and the Ashes series, so I literally just started that late last night, and just barely started it and continued to listen a little bit this morning. So just started that. I didn't mention that as I was wrapping up my other vlog, but I am a little bit into A Sky Beyond the Storm, so I'm very, very excited. And I have the Invisible Library book, so I'm really, really enjoying this one so far. This one follows dragon, fae politics, so a lot of these books follow dragon and fae politics. And the library, so Irene is my main character. She works for a library that is outside of space and time, and they go to these different alternates, or these different places in space and time. They travel to these places and collect texts from these different alternates, and which are just kind of different, not necessarily like parallel universes or something, but just like different places in space and time that are places that we kind of recognize on Earth, at least the ones that Irene goes to so far, are places on Earth at different times, and they collect different texts that are unique to those alternates and increase the relationship between the library, or increase the not relationship, but increase the influence the library has as a mitigating force amidst the chaos of fae and dragon politics. The library is kind of an intermediary between the two, and so they're kind of a stabilizing force, I guess I should say. And so collecting texts increases the library's ability to stabilize these alternates. Anyway, so this book follows a Paris-esque world set in the past, and there's a Dragon Fae peace conference that is supposed to be happening, or a treaty that's supposed to be signed, some sort of peace agreement that is being signed at a conference, and the librarians are the intermediary there, and one of the dragon delegates has been murdered, and so Irene is going in to investigate. So very interesting setup. I'm really enjoying this one so far. And then, again, as I said, Sky Beyond the Storm is my audiobook, so once I finish both of those, we'll see what happens. I have a ton of options, but I haven't quite decided what my next physical or audiobook is going to be, so I'm just going to check in later on once I make that decision. Anyway, talk to you later. Good morning. It is Monday, January 11th, and I have one update. I finished A Sky Beyond the Storm by Sabaa Tahir. I loved it so much. I love this whole series so much. Definitely an emotional conclusion to the series. Sabaa Tahir kind of broke my heart a little bit. But yeah, this is such a fantastic series. I absolutely love her writing. I absolutely love this world. I love the characters so much. And if you're not familiar, this one follows Laia and Elias. There's kind of the Empire and the Scholars. The Empire's in charge. The Scholars have been oppressed for a while. Laia is a scholar. Her brother was imprisoned and a lot of her family was killed. And she turns to the rebellion for help. And the rebellion agrees to help her get her brother out of prison if she'll go undercover at the military training academy for the Empire. So she goes undercover there, and Elias is the son of the leader of this military training facility, so he's training to be a soldier, and so they meet, and he doesn't necessarily agree with a lot of what the Empire is doing, and he ends up helping her, and the world kind of opens up a lot from there. There's a struggle for power. Both there's a leadership transition that happens kind of in the first book, I guess I'll say. There's just like leadership transition, struggles for power, that also kind of intersect, and the world opens up a lot after that and intersects with kind of the magical bits of this world. So there are a bunch of creatures that are involved. There's Ifrits, Jinn, there are spirits, and there's a lot to do with the spirit world. There's a lot to do with the magic of these different creatures interacting with each other and interacting with humans, and it just kind of opens up a lot. And I love the mythology. Just in general, love this world, as I said. I absolutely love Sabatihir's writing. I think it's gorgeous. And I mean, I wouldn't say like flowery or anything, but it's definitely gorgeous writing, very emotional. I think she does great character work here. And I just had such a fun time with this entire series. So definitely loved it, and very excited that I have now completed this series. I also got a little bit more read in The Mortal Word, I think is what it's called, the 5th book in the Invisible Library series by Genevieve Cogman, but not finished with it yet, unfortunately. So I'm going to continue working on that one next week. I think my next audiobook will be Helm by Stephen Gould. So I'll talk more about that in next week's vlog as well. But yeah, so really fun reading week. I've been enjoying everything I've been reading so far this month, even if I've been reading less books in total, I think, than I normally would by this point. Totally fine. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more bookish content. I'll leave my Twitter and Instagram link down below. That's where I like to hang out. And yeah, I'll leave more information about how you can support the Black Lives Matter movement, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.